What's up, guys? Welcome to the bonus here today for the Movement Marketing Summit. Really excited to be here. Unfortunately, good old Andy Zitzman, my brother, could not make it. Really not my literal brother, but my good friend. He couldn't make it today. But with us today is my very good friend. Sorry about hitting the button here on the mic. My very good friend, Sue B. Zimmerman. You guys will remember her from the summit where she taught you guys all about networking. She taught you guys all about Instagram, and she is the world's elite Instagram expert. So Sue, welcome back. I'm glad that you could kick it with us today.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. I really am. I love you.
Thank you. So let's do this. We want to actually work with the people who are live today. So I see some of you guys here in the chat box. So whatever questions you guys have for Sue, what I wanted to do to deliver amazing value for you is give you direct feedback. So Instagram is a great way for you guys to start building an audience, to start actually getting leads and traffic to your site. And Sue, I know that you're averaging about 250 leads, opt-ins every single week from your posting strategy. You've taught a lot of the concepts within the training that you did for the Movement Marketing Summit. And so what I wanted to do is have people be able to ask their questions and what they're struggling with. And ultimately, we could kind of work through some of those issues. And so while people are kind of putting in their questions here, Sue, what are some of the most common questions that you see from people? Because prior to this, you were talking to me about people who are paying you on an hourly rate to help them understand how to use Instagram to grow their brands. So as you're having this massive exposure and connecting with people, what are these common questions that you are start seeing from people?
The number one question is, how do I get more followers? That's what I hear most frequently. And the other is how do I set myself apart from everyone doing what I'm doing? What I want to ask real quick, AJ, so I have the chat here and I said, hey, everyone, can you see that? Because I can't see who's here.
Sure. Let me check here. No, I don't.
I just want to be able to drop in information as I'm talking here and give a lot of value and have people make sure that they connect with me on Instagram as well.
Okay, so let's just double check this. So, oh, you're here in the Google Hangout chat. Okay, so Sue, just real fast, go to movementmarketingsummit.com/live.
Okay, gotcha.
There's actually a chat role plugged in there. Sorry for that little piece of technology. And then you can marketingsummit.com/live.
Okay, gotcha.
And then you can then see the questions and you can pop in everything.
That's what I want. Yeah, I want to be able to do. Okay, so here I am. Oh my gosh, and I can see you and me. Okay, but I'm not going to see that going there. Okay, so this is the chat role. Do I extract it from here?
Yeah, so you'll be going back and forth between the two screens here.
I'm just downloading the software right now.
Okay.
Oh, it's called Chat Roll. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I haven't used this. Is everyone else already logged in?
They are. And so for those who are listening and paying attention here, if you ever want to find some technology to run like a live chat roll is great. We used it for the entire summit, all of the bonuses, everything was going during the summit to have the live capabilities to chat. Chat rolls are a great feature for you guys. And they have like a 30-day free trial. So if you have just a 1-month event, just go ahead, log in. You'll have plenty of space to have the live chat. And after that, I think it's like $50 a month. But really good technology for live chat. So.
Okay, so I'm here, but I think I might have set up my own account by mistake and not gone into yours. So what did I do wrong? So I had to download the software is what I had to do, like all of you, right?
Correct. Yeah, you should just be able to plug it in. Just go to, you should be able to just type your message. So like Carrie's here with us. So she's like, hey, I can see the chat too. Hey, Carrie, welcome to Glad that you're here. And
but I don't think I'm on your chat roll. I think I'm on mine. I think it created one for me. So let me go back to Marketing Summit and try to.
Okay, let me just shoot you this link.
Log in there.
Have it here. Yeah.
Hold on, you guys. You want to just send me the link and.
Yeah, I just sit it in the chat for you.
Okay, perfect. Oh, there it is. Great. Okay. Let's see if they set my account up quickly and here with all of you. Okay. So there's that. Yeah. So it's asking me to sign in. So let's do that. Hey, Carrie, great to see you. Yes. Nice. Here I am. Hey. All right. I'm with you guys.
Okay, cool.
Nice. Okay. So yeah. So I'm here to answer questions and I see that. Who are the other 5 viewers? I just see that Carrie is the only other one that commented.
So you're not going to be able to see the 5 viewers unless they want to be seen.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Carrie's here, and she says, just have Sue look under the video, and then she can see. Oh, yes, she's telling you under the video is the chat. Okay, cool. So we're actually all here. So until people like come out of the woodworks, we're not gonna be able to see the viewers.
Gotcha. Okay. So hey everybody, I'm excited to be here. So let's get this Insta party started.
So I have a question for you, Sue, here on Instagram. We've been going through Insta results course, and it's been fantastic, and we've learned a ton, meaning myself and Robin, my right-hand person. And so we've been implementing a lot of the information that you've been teaching as far as writing mini blog posts and actually starting and showing up to give value. And as a result, we were getting like 18 like little hearts, like likes on Instagram. And now we're around 32, kind of seems to be our average. What is a good number that we should shoot for? Like the more the merrier, right? But like, what is a good number that somebody's like, oh, I'm on point here as far as, creating content that's getting the likes. So what is like a goal to shoot for?
I have to be honest, AJ, the goal, it's more like where do you start? We all start with 0 followers and very little engagement. And I used to celebrate 5 or 10 likes a photo. It was like back in the day, 2 years ago. And now my goal is 100 likes per photo, especially now that I have over 10,000 followers on Sue B Zimmerman and almost 10,000 on the Instagram expert. And my daughter, Lila, who has 7,000 followers, gets 500 friggin' likes on a piece of avocado toast. I mean, part of it's because of her age and who's following her, but who's following her is ideal target market. So when you give value to those that you've attracted who have started to follow you, they will engage and double tap. However, you frequently have to ask for the double tap.
Yeah.
And I still do that even to this day. And those of you that follow me probably see that. And I've learned that it should be the first thing that you do. So I'm looking on my phone at my last post, which was really good. I loved it. It was about this woman I actually had a strategy session with. And the first thing I ask people to do is to double tap before they can even read the rest. And not only to double tap, I'm asking people to tag, because those are the 2 things that I want people to do regularly to get more eyeballs on my post, because you definitely get more engagement when you get more likes. And you definitely want people to see that there's conversation surrounding your content that you're spending time to create and put on Instagram. So everyone sees that conversation, right? So right now this is my morning post I did with this, and I've already had 4 people write poignant comments. And, obviously we want comments that don't just say nice pic, check out my Instagram, or, all these bots that are posting. You want like real authentic comments. And I get real authentic comments because I know I've grown out such a great community. So to answer your question, there's not a right number. It's how do you feel and what do you know you've been getting last week? And have you raised the likers this week from last week? And if so, it means you're attracting more people to your feed and you're giving them the content that they decided to come and follow you for when they first started following you on Instagram in the first place, right?
Absolutely. So what I hear you saying, Sue, is so many times we may look at somebody like you that has 10,000 followers, and we're watching you get like 100, 128, 150 double taps, and we're like, unless I have 150, I am not good, right? We're comparing ourselves to you. But what I hear you saying is, rather than comparing ourselves to you and using that as kind of the benchmark, maybe we should just kind of see where we're at. And if we're just starting on Instagram, like you said, getting your first 10 double taps is a win for you. Getting your first 20, getting your first 30, right? That's a win for you. And to kind of set your own benchmarks. And as long as those are always improving and we're growing towards the leaders in the industry like yourself, then we're on point.
Right. Yeah. And that's really what's important. And, I do know that if my post hasn't, well, here's an example. So I had a post, I'm going to actually go look at it so I can reference it appropriately. On the Instagram expert, hey, Carrie, and I don't know how to say Ashia's name. I'm hoping that's how I say it.
So it's Asaya.
Asaya, it's so good to see you here on the call, you guys. I know both of them well, so I'm thrilled that they're in your group here. So I'm going to take you all to the account, the Instagram expert. And if you go back 5 posts, you will see that I posted an image with me and Sunny. Sunny's one of my new coaching clients, and she's amazing. She has a great YouTube channel, and in only a month, she's gotten 1,000 subscribers. And I wrote, "We are the champions." And what I've learned on the Instagram expert account is people really engage and comment when they're learning something. So they want to go in there and look at my account, and it's all about them. Like, what can I learn today from Sue? How to be better on Instagram. So they don't really love this kind of collaborative shout out, which is so in essence who I am as a person. But most of the people on the Instagram expert account, a lot of them are strangers. They're not my close peeps from Creative Live or my personal account, Sue B Zimmerman. So this one got 61 likes, and typically I get closer to 100. However, there are 21 comments, and the comments are just so awesome because everyone took action to my call to action. Because I'm asking people, I said, Sunny and I are going to collaborate. So type in Sunny B, use the sun emoji and the B emoji to let me know if you want to be the first to know what we're going to be doing for a project. I didn't tell you what we're doing. I just want to know if you're interested in knowing. And I take note on all the people who comment there so that when Sunny and I decide to collaborate and put together a product or do a video together, I will absolutely go in and direct message all the people that wrote Sunny B on this post.
Awesome. Now,
so let me just finish this thought.
Yeah.
So to me, this is such a successful post, even though it didn't get as many likes as I'm used to getting. Again, my bar is 100 and I'm at 61. And that's for me, Sue B Zimmerman, the Instagram expert. For you, you might want to get 10. But for me, the success of this post comes from my community members wanting more information that I'm going to be sharing about me and Sunny.
Yeah, one of the things that I love is how intentful you really are in each post. Like, you crafted this post about Sunny, already thinking through the call to action, already kind of setting that tension for what you want, for like what is the win for you there. Now, one of my questions, I know this has served all the people who are listening, is that you said you take note. Now, is your system like literally you just pay attention, you write down the names of the use of everybody who commented so you can come back to that in your notebook? Do you put that into a spreadsheet? Like, what is your system for keeping track of these things?
That's a great question. And in this instance, no, because I know that when Sunny and I go to create something, all I have to do is go back to this post. And then I would ask one of my VAs to do just that.
Perfect.
What I do on other posts, and I had someone only doing this, whenever anyone followed me on Sue B Zimmerman, which is my personal account, we always want to get people over to my business account, one of my 5, the Instagram expert. So I send a welcome video that says, hey, thanks so much for following me here at Sue B Zimmerman. Come on over to the Instagram expert where I share tips, tools, and strategies on how you can grow your account daily. 15 seconds video, because that's all you got. So I want to bring all those followers over to the Instagram expert account. And that works beautifully. And in order to do that, because I get about 20 to 50 new followers a day now, I've got to have somebody keeping all of those people in a spreadsheet and going to Iconosquare where you can see who your new followers are and write them down. So that's a task that I give a team member that works really well for me. So nice. I like that you mentioned spreadsheet. I personally don't do it. To be honest with you, I don't have time to be doing that. That's a task I would assign to a VA.
Okay, cool. No, it's good to kind of have the behind the scenes look, because I know like with Twitter and some of my strategies, they work really well, but there's no way without having, like you said, a VA or somebody who can help you implement some of these things to actually kind of move the needle on some of that. So I like the honesty and the transparency. So here's a question from Carrie here, actually for you. So let me come back here into the chat. So she says,
yeah, I saw this. Yeah, if you can keep reading me the questions, because I'm focusing on giving value. So I like that everyone's asking questions, and I'll just keep answering them. And hey, Seth, good to have you on the call too.
So Carrie said, and by the way, Sue, I'll take care of you here in the chat. So Carrie said about hashtag posting strategy. I used to put in a few initial posts or in the initial post and then follow with a list of hashtags in a comments, not really seeing this work as well as when I check a search on the tag. What works now?
Okay, so hashtag strategy has changed significantly in the past month. It used to be when I first taught Instagram that you could game the system by refreshing your hashtags. And so I taught that you wanted to keep them in notes, grab them, put them in there. I said to do 8 to 12 because anything close to 30 sounds so desperate and so spammy, and then refresh them throughout the day so that you stay top of the hashtag hub. Well, that doesn't work anymore. So I still say to put your hashtags in the comments below and not the initial description. Personally, I think that looks better. One or two to make a point, like, you know, there might be a certain hashtag that you might want to say, like seize the day, or Instagram expert or something like that. You might want to have one or two in the initial description, but I say put all your hashtags in the comments below. And guess what? You have to do it literally as soon as you post, because that's the stamp time when Instagram lets the hashtags that you post be shown up in that hashtag hub. So if you go in and put your hashtags in there 10, 20, an hour later, you're going to see your hashtags further down the hashtag hub, and you can't gamify it anymore. So you have to be very cognizant on what are the hashtags for you to be using based on your industry. And I always recommend doing some serious market research. I want to let you all know that we do a service. Rachel actually does this. It's $275, AJ, where she works one-on-one with a client and literally helps them come up with the best hashtags for their business. And I want to type in right now a major success story. Kelly, the owner of Juice Keys, started with under 1,000 when we first worked with her. And Rachel did a session, and I collaborated a little bit and talked with Kelly as well. She's over 21,000 followers, target followers, in less than 5 months. I mean, we are talking about finding your target market through hashtags that really are relevant to your business and not the popular ones. For those of you that are struggling about this as well, we have a get your hashtag on. AJ, you can put it right in the chat. You can grab it from my website.
Absolutely.
Get your hashtag on book that we put together with 25 categories listing relevant hashtags in those categories that we spent hours and hours researching. And these are not the popular hashtags. Now, with that said, it's okay to use the popular hashtags if you think that somebody might stumble upon your content. For example, on my personal account, Sue B Zimmerman, I posted a picture of one of my daughters, Kira, who is away. And I very rarely post Kira because she doesn't have a business account like her other two sisters do. But Kira's adorable, beautiful. She's 19. And I wanted people to kind of meet her, get to see her. And the hashtags that I used for this, daughter, mother-daughter bond, family, twin, and sister, are hashtags that are going to move very, very quickly. Does it have anything to do with my business? Not really. Does it have to do with me as a person? Absolutely. I'm a mother of twins. And so somebody might see that picture of Kira and say, she's really cute. Who is this? And they might stumble upon me. So there's this whole stumble upon opportunity on Instagram, but it's so much more important if you're using this for business to be very, very intentional with the hashtags that you use. And you want to post them right after you've posted your photo or your 15-second video. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. So the takeaway here is if we're using hashtags, number one, if we don't know what hashtags to use, we could reach out to you, Sue, or Rachel, and figure out, we could have a session directly with you to figure out what are those hashtags so we can get results really fast. That's a possibility. Possibility number two is go ahead and pick up the Get Your Hashtag On. I dropped the link there in the chat for you guys. It's a book they put together. And so when you create these mini blog posts within Instagram, you want to then drop those hashtags within the first comment immediately after you're putting the information in. So that hashtag, that group is being attached essentially to that post. So people, your information is going to be found. And I can tell you guys firsthand, like the hashtag piece of Instagram changes the game for you, because I've created posts where I was in a hurry and I just created a picture and I created a little mini blog post. I posted it and it didn't have hardly any likes, no double taps, not many comments. And then yet when I have Robin do it, because she's been through Sue's Insta results course and she puts the hashtags in, like we get way more exposure. Like it's like the fuel, the rocket fuel to make the whole gamification thing work. So make sure that you are getting your hashtag on. So here's another question for you, Sue, and this is coming from Carrie. And this is about the comments. Let me scroll back up here and find it. And she asks you, here we go. It seems like there's a limit to the @mentions in the comments. Do you know the number?
It used to be 5, but I think it's 8 now. I'm actually testing it for you right now. I saw that question go in there. So let me give a little, I think if you put more than 8 @mentions at a time, you're going to get a red stop sign and you're not going to be, they're not going to get it. So I would say use 5 at a time, but you can keep doing it on a different comment post.
Okay, so I want to dive into this conversation a little bit, because I have people tagging me on Instagram in a post that I don't even know, and it pisses me off. Okay. So when is it appropriate to tag people, and when is it not appropriate to tag people?
Okay, so what Carrie's talking about is the @mentions to a comment, I believe. And how about clarifying that if you're not? What you're talking about, AJ, is getting tagged in a photo or getting tagged on a post. So I definitely tag people on a photo. You can tag up to 20 people on a photo. And here's my strategy behind tagging. So I'll do my post and I know it's really good. And I've thought through the description that aligns with the visual content. Obviously, you grab their attention from the visual first. And if they like the visual, they're going to read the description. So I let that die down. And once I've gotten close to 100, the only way to gamify it for me now is to tag people who might not have commented or liked the picture. So if it's something where I'm really trying to get a lot of engagement on, typically on the Instagram experts post, I will tag people who I know will be grateful for being tagged because they value my content. So these are all people that I have relationships with or I've worked with. So I'm not tagging random people that have no idea who I am. That would piss me off if I got tagged. And I do untag people. I remove my tags if I'm being tagged on a photo. And I'll give you an example, and I hope I don't offend anybody. I am not religious. I'm Jewish, I'm atheist. And so when I'm getting tagged on a post about Jesus or God, that does not align with who I am. So I'm like, this is so not cool. So obviously I will remove the tag. And if it's someone I don't know, I might even unfollow them. But if it's someone I know, I think of it in an innocent way. I will also privately DM them and say, please do not tag me on your photos that don't match up to my content. So some people are just naive about it. So I usually give them the benefit of the doubt.
Awesome.
But when people tag you in the comments, and they're just tagging hundreds and thousands of people and they're selling like get new followers on Instagram, spammy shit. Yeah. I'm like, delete, block, remove, report. Like, you're out of my life. This is so not cool. I have zero tolerance for any of that shit. And the best way to get them off is to really remove them from your life. And you've got to be diligent at first. I will tell you this for a fact, AJ. The MLM industry knows that I hate the way they teach Instagram, the people that are teaching it, because it's so not aligned with how I teach it. Yeah. And so when any of them start following me from the InstaBiz marketing place, or if Melanie Broadwater and her husband, they say nice pic, or they tag team, one of them goes in there, the other one goes in there, and then 4 people from that whole InstaBiz multi-level marketing goes in there. They're vultures because they get money for leads that they generate when you click the link in their bio. It's all about the lead generation and the amount of money they make when you click it. and they're all full of shit as far as I'm concerned, and I cannot stand it. So they know how I feel because I vocalize it. So none of them come near me anymore. But it took me a while to get them off my whole Instagram account.
I like it.
You got to be diligent. If people don't align with your values and you don't like the tags, you've got to create this space. I'm going to call it this sandbox because I friggin' love this sandbox. And you've got to only invite the people in your sandbox or in your house that you want to be there. And anyone else that does not align with you ethically, morally, religiously, whatever those values are, get them out of your life forever. Like you've got to connect. I mean, AJ and I are the perfect example of connecting with each other with passion, purpose, and intention. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for AJ that he needs for his business because I so believe in his messaging. And we align so much at the heart center core of who we are as individuals. And so I want you all to know this is just not an Instagram session here. It's me ranting and preaching about business values and connecting with other like-minded entrepreneurs. And I know that Carrie knows this about me because she was on stage with me at Creative Live, that I am so focused on building a community of people who align with your values. And if you can do that, your business will soar in time, period.
It's good information here, and Sue. And this comes back to a lot of the concepts that I teach. And this is why you and I are so congruent with each other, is it all comes back to how can we build authentic, genuine relationships with people. And so if we are going to tag people, then just be genuine when you're tagging people. So an example, I was on the webinar that you did with Amy Porterfield the other day. A couple of reasons. One, because I wanted to support you and what you had going on, and I wanted to see what Amy was up to. And so I thought through some things, and I took a screen capture of Amy's presentation, and then I uploaded it like the next day. I didn't do it the day of. I did it the next day. I uploaded it to Instagram. I then sent Amy and tagged her into the post saying, at Amy Porterfield, great job on your training with my good friend at Sue B. Zimmerman. Keep on rocking, or something of that nature. And that was a great post. I got lots of likes, introduced me to her following.
Did she comment?
She did comment. Yeah, she did. She did comment. And so there was a couple of reasons I did that. Number one, I genuinely thought she did a great job. I wasn't.
She's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
She did fantastic. And I didn't do it with the intention of trying to take from Amy. I really wanted to say, thank you. You did an amazing job. And she just happened to respond to it, or somebody on her team did, therefore giving my account more exposure to her group and her following, therefore picking up more followers to come into my world.
Yeah, I think she is the one responding, AJ, from the conversations I've had with her about Instagram, which is really funny because I sent her a video direct message, and you know what she said to me? OMG, I did not know you could do this. I did not know you could do video messaging, Sue. This is amazing. So Amy Porterfield is learning just as we all are. And I really think that she wrote that comment. I don't think she had a VA do that. Cool. Just want to let you know that.
Awesome. Let's hop into the other stuff because there's some really good questions. Yeah. So this is from Asiya. I told you her name was Asaya. I was wrong. She corrected me here. So Asaya is her name. Asaya, I apologize for messing up your name.
Asaya is awesome. I love her. She's so good. Yes.
So let's see here. And Carrie said, thank you for answering all of those questions. So it's good. Okay, so let's see. Let me come back.
Wait, Asaya said, oh, I've heard of the Broadwaters. They say they're helping you to learn Instagram, but that's not true. That's so funny. I'm just curious what her experience is, because now they're like pitching other lead generating stuff too. So it's what comes around goes around. And once people click in and see who they are and what they're doing, it's like, at the end of the day, you attract like-minded, the people you hang with, you aspire to be. And if you get rid of all the negative and the people that don't align with you, again, that's my messaging here. So that's interesting to me.
Okay, here's from Asiya. She said, so next question is, if you're branding yourself, so we're talking about a personal brand here, which is, I love personal branding. How can you use your name as both a personal and professional account? Should I make 2 accounts with my name, one personal and one professional? I could take this question, Sue, but I'll let you rant on it.
Yeah, so I obviously have both because I am my brand, Sue B. Zimmerman, but I also wanted to be have an account that was cleaner than that. I didn't want people to see my kids, my vacations, my outfits, where I'm speaking, where I'm going. It's kind of like the day in the life of Sue B. Zimmerman is how I post on Sue B. Zimmerman, and not all of the people in the world have time to be looking at that. Whereas everyone wants to look at the Instagram expert because I'm always teaching value in the space of Instagram, which is all what you want to learn, right? So I don't want you to create more work for yourself if you don't need to. So when I coach my clients that are looking at setting up a second account, a business account, I say to them, how are you using your personal account? So if this is an account where you're sharing pictures and sharing with family members, and it's like your digital scrapbook, put it on private and have it be just that. But if you're trying to make money in your business, which I think we all are, you've got to have a strategy around that. And in order to be wildly successful on Instagram, it has to be crystal clear on what it is you do. When I don't just look at one photo, but when I look at your feed as a whole, what is the experience? What is the emotional experience I'm going to have when I go into your Instagram feed? And if that doesn't feel right or feel like something I want to enter into, I'm not going to follow you. How about you, AJ?
So I agree. So my take on this is it depends on, like just Sue said, I'm all about like, just go all in on your personal, if you're going to personal brand, go all in rather than creating 2 accounts right now. Go all in on your personal brand for now, because you're probably at a place where you need to make some skrill, you need to make some money. So start promoting. I mean, for me personally, everything I do on social is about my business. And if my family doesn't like it, then fuck off. Don't watch me. Don't follow me on social. Let's pick up the phone. We can get together and have a barbecue. We can hang out in person because they're all here, right? I can
Right.
create those experiences offline with my friends and family. So when it comes to me being online, that for me at this point in my life is all just about business. And it's like this kind of this combination, I guess you could say, of me as a person and things that I like, things that intrigue me, things that I don't like, and I'll rant on some of those things, and also business tips. So for you, Asia, I would just ask yourself right now, just go all in, or what's keeping you from going all in on your personal brand? Because I think so many times we're like, oh, well, I want to create a personal account and I need to create a business account and I need to do this and I need to do that. And the reality for a lot of people here, not saying this is your case, Asia, but for a lot of people, it's an excuse to not take the massive action to ultimately go sell your product, because we're using the excuse of I'm going to create and create and create and create. And the reality is that we then become addicted to your creation rather than getting paid. So I would say if you're at a place where you need to get paid, go all in on your personal brand, make it work, make it sustainable, and then you can look at coming up for air. So that's my rant, Sue, on the personal brand piece.
Yes, definitely. I like it.
So let me grab one more question here. Okay, so this is from, I don't know their name, so I'm just going to call out their username here, at Empowered Blysa or something like that. So she says, do you always point people to the link in your bio, or do you recommend mixing it up? This is a good question. And can you expand on the content mix and the frequency of posting?
Yeah, so as far as the link goes, I do point people to the link. Not every post. I think when you sound so bossy, and by the way, I am kind of bossy, but in a fun, playful way. I'm from Boston. I'm an East Coast gal, so I'm pretty bossy. But when I think if people are telling you to click the link in my bio over and over and over again on every post, it doesn't feel right. So I don't say that, but you should be saying it in your bio on your Instagram account. So if you go to Sue B. Zimmerman right now, I'm actually taking people. I am a partner and affiliate for the Social Media Society. So I'm taking people to my affiliate link because Michael Stelzner asked me to be a partner in helping promote that society for the month of June, which is an amazing society. So that's where I'm telling people to go. Anyone that is set up for success on Instagram, and that means their bio has been set up for success. And AJ, let me throw this out there to everybody on right now. One of the services I offer, and you can put the link here, is the Insta Bio, and it's $300 on the website. But when I get on my coaching calls with people and my 15-minute calls, I offer this service for $100. So if anyone listening right now is interested in really upping their game and having an awesome Insta bio, I will be happy to honor that $100 investment if you want one. Because in order to have success on Instagram, you need to have a rocking bio first and foremost. You get 3 to 6 seconds to get someone's attention from your bio before they're going to start looking at your feed. So you need to set yourself up for success. So on Sue B Zimmerman, I just told you that that's where my call to action is. And then if you guys go and toggle into the Instagram expert, I'm now taking you over to YouTube. Let me tell you why. We almost have 3,000 subscribers. Yay. Big news for the SBZ team. Kudos to Rachel for making that happen because she helps me with my YouTube strategy. And we get so much business from people searching us on Google. And that's because of YouTube. I transcribe the videos. We have an Instagram playlist. If you guys haven't subscribed to me on YouTube, AJ dropped that link so people know that there is an Instagram playlist where we give weekly free Instagram tutorials so that if people can't afford to invest in the Insta results, which is an investment, it's $9.97, they know that they can still get value from me from my free services. So I have a different strategy daily depending on what my call to action is in the description. But as far as my bios are concerned, every single one of them, all 6 of our accounts, are set up for success so that people know to click the link in the bio.
Awesome, and I want to talk a little bit about this while I'm grabbing your link here. So I'm not going to look you at the people directly. And Sue, you can tell the story here. Actually, I would like for you to tell the story. So you have 6 Instagram accounts right now. Now you've been doing this for over 2-3 years now. Talk about how did you start? I know you didn't start with 6 accounts. So did you start with 1? Did you start with 2? Because I think a lot of people look at where you're at the level that you're playing right now, and they're like, I want to play at that level. But yet they discount understanding they need to start here and then slowly work their way up to that level, because that's the only way. They can't go from here to here overnight. So what's that process?
Yes. So this is actually an entertaining story. I think you'll all enjoy it. So those of you that know me know that I have a store on the Cape called Sue B. And SueBeDo.CapeCod is my business account over there. But when I first got on Instagram almost 3 years ago, my first account on Instagram was called Sue B Gal because someone else had Sue B. I couldn't get my username. So I did the workaround, which was adding the word gal. So that was my very, very first account on Instagram. And then after having insane success that summer, I grew my business 40% and I decided I wanted to start teaching Instagram to the world. And I traveled around to conferences and started speaking and attending. And everywhere I went, no one knew how to use Instagram. And I found myself teaching it like you do, AJ, teaching Twitter wherever you go. And people were like, oh my gosh, I need more of you, like more stuff. And it reinforced like I needed to create a course. And so I created a boot camp. I created a course. And then Morgan, who is on my team, said to me, Sue, you're no longer just Sue B. And that's what people call me on the Cape. They call me Sue B. They call my husband Mr. Sue B. And she's like, you need to open up an account, Sue B. Zimmerman. I'm like, oh my gosh, let's see if it's available on Instagram. Check. Let's check it on Twitter. Check. Let's get the URL. Check. Let's get it on Pinterest. And so I grabbed my name. I had to throw in the B, which is actually perfect for me because it is part of my branding. And I changed Sue B Gal on Instagram to Sue B Zimmerman. Okay. So still having one account, great success, but I was still Sue B. So my account as Sue B Zimmerman had me speaking, me talking about Instagram, and then my clothes, jewelry, and accessories on the Cape. Really confusing account, like too much information in one account, right? So we realized we needed to extract out the pieces of Sue B Zimmerman. What were they? Let's create another account called the Instagram Expert. Let's create another account just for Sue B. So I started over again with Sue B. And if you go back to all my photos on my Sue B Zimmerman account to the very end, you'll see a lot of pictures from my store there that I'm slowly deleting because I'm uploading them all now to SueBeDo.CapeCod. So my point here is I do have many accounts, but they all serve me differently for different reasons. And AJ, I'd love you to put in the chat the SBZ team account. You can go to Instagram.com/SBZ team, because as if we didn't have enough friggin' things to do, my team decided that everyone would love to see how we run as a company. Let's create an Instagram account called SBZ team. So now we have a behind the scenes of how we operate and all the fun that we have and all the shit that goes into making stuff happen online. And it's pretty friggin' entertaining. And we do have quite a few followers over there. And these people know us really, really well and kind of giggle at our semantics and our comings and goings. And it's a fun account. So we've got accounts that serve different purposes. And what's really fun, depending on what we're doing in our business, we know where to post that. So Carrie knows this. I also have the InstaGal, InstaGal Live, and you can put that in there too, AJ, InstaGal Live, which is an account that was created for me when I spoke on stage at Creative Live. And that community, if you are a crafter, a designer, a DIYer, a photographer, social media manager, you want to be a part of this InstaGal Live community, because everyone in that community is so tight. They all saw me streaming live on Creative Live for 3 days, twice. So 36 hours of me, and they all connect with each other. So it's a wonder. Of all my accounts, my hat goes off to that one the most, because I am so connected to those people that have been part of my success from Creative Live. So the point here is, if you have multiple revenues of income from different things, like AJ, has an AJ Amex account and a marketing movement account, a Game Time Movement account, and he just might need to create Tweet Like a Rock Star account, because he's turning into a Twitter ninja. And so those of you that didn't hear his webinar, which was amazing, or buy his course, you totally should if you don't understand Twitter, because AJ's brilliant and has helped me significantly with my Twitter strategy. This is an example of extracting who you are from your personal life to your professional life. So I hope that was a long-winded answer, but I really want to hit home with multiple accounts on Instagram is actually fun, especially if you make money every day on Instagram, which I do. So There you go.
Awesome. And then for these accounts too, that you're having these multiple accounts, and people that are starting to understand how they can kind of start segmenting their life and their business to have these multiple accounts. Now, do you recommend them posting like twice a day to each account? Do they cross promote some of the content? Like you share this on Instagram, InstaGal Live, you share this on Sue B Zimmerman, but it's the same post, but it's going out at different times of the day?
No, it's very, very rarely the same post. Occasionally, I might take something from the SBZ team that I think is hysterical and put it on Sue B Zimmerman, because I know I'll get more followers over on the SBZ team if I repost something to Sue B Zimmerman. So I might leverage a cross post for that purpose. But honestly, AJ, every day, the content I'm sharing, and I post daily on InstaGal Live, daily on Sue B Zimmerman, multiple times, daily on the Instagram Expert, those posts are happening daily based on what's happening in our business and based on what content our followers really need to have from us.
Perfect, perfect. And there's a question from Ling So. She's here today, and she said, what is the best way to become an Instagram ninja? And so I've told her here in the chat, honestly, guys, the best way, if you guys want to dominate with Instagram, is to go pick up Sue's course. It's insta-results.com. It will be everything that you need to become an Instagram ninja, to start building your list, to build the audience. It's the best Instagram program on the market at the point in time. It's so good. Like, I go through it. I have Robin, who is my right-hand person. She goes through it and devours it and gives me a weekly report on what we need to do, how we need to change things. It's so good. I mean, you're like pretty much a little bird on Sue's shoulder, just watching her, and from her phone, by the way, since most people use Instagram on their phone, like from their phone, how to set up everything from your bio to how to create these things to the ninja tricks. So go check it out. If you're not in that community, it's insta-results.com. It's a phenomenal, phenomenal program. So Ling, I'd highly encourage you to check it out. It'd be really good for you.
Well, DJ, since you just pitched the course, let me just tell everybody. you know, it's an investment. And I said that earlier, it's $9.97, and I'm not on this call to be selling the courses, but I'm just going to give a little bit more value here. There's 3 different payment options, but if any of you decide to invest in the course, and this is what I do when I talk live from stages, is if people pay for the course in full, but if any of you invest in the course here today or in the near future, I would absolutely, when you're done with the course, do a little strategy session with you. And I just want to let you know, I charge $500 to do these strategy sessions. So if you feel like you really want to invest in the course, just let me know you came over. AJ will let me know. He can put the link in there, and I will kind of handhold you in the end. We have a phenomenal Facebook group with over 310 people in there now. So just do the math on that. Pretty nice conversion there. And it's amazing. And you kind of get what you pay for when you invest in these online courses, as I'm sure many of you know.
Yeah. Awesome, Sue. And just before we wrap up today, there's one more quick question I think that's actually really needs to be answered today. And I know you have a YouTube video on it, and we could send people to that video, and I'll go find this video for you while you're sharing the answer. But Ling asked, how does Instagram compare to Pinterest? So let's answer that one, and then we'll wrap this thing up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good. And we do have that video. So thanks for remembering that. 2 completely different platforms. And I want you all to know, I used to teach Pinterest before I taught Instagram, but I didn't call myself the Pinterest expert. But those were the first stages that I had teaching was Pinterest. I don't even use Pinterest anymore. And I know there's this great backlink and there's all these pins. I personally think the experience in Instagram is like, you get to look at whatever magazines you want to look at and open up and turn the pages, and it's clean. And there's no ads and no noise, and you get to follow the conversation on each photo in a way that is different than any other platform. And because I feel like I have such an intimate inside view of other people's visual content, I feel so much more connected to them. I just find that on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest, the noise level, and I'm a little ADD, like I get distracted very quickly. Instagram holds my attention. It's where I like to go for creative inspiration. I start my day out every morning. You might meditate or do yoga. I do at least an hour in the Instagram app because that's where I get my daily inspiration. And it's if you haven't yet experienced that, you will soon the more time you spend on Instagram. And you get to follow and unfollow anybody you want, and it's your space to create your visual eye candy that's gonna move the needle to the next to get your business to the next level.
Awesome. That's a great description of the difference here, Sue. And then so just to kind of wrap this thing up, are there any closing words that you want to share with these people when it comes to using Instagram, when it comes to using tips for networking like a ninja, which we didn't talk about today, but you covered one of the best networking talks I've actually ever heard within the Movement Marketing Summit. So is there anything, just kind of final words you want to share with everybody today?
Yeah, so can I share some final words about Periscope? Because I'm kind of obsessed.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So this is going to be a little exciting for you guys. I love Instagram. It's my jam, but holy moly, I've been on Periscope for the past month. And for those of you that are really trying to build an audience, I'm going to talk about this in the spirit of Instagram, obviously. And it relates to Twitter. So AJ can so appreciate this, that Periscope is live streaming who you are, what your gifts are, and how you want to share those with your followers. And you can just turn it on at any time of the day and start talking. Obviously, you need to be giving value, but I have grown my Instagram following, AJ, from my Periscope videos, because Periscope, when you say what you're broadcasting about, you can mention people on Twitter, and you can use hashtags that are relevant to the broadcasting. So this morning, at the very beginning of my day, I talked about hashtag business, marketing, and community. And I got new people on the Periscope that had never met me before because they stumbled upon me on Twitter. So now they're on Periscope, and I'm giving a tutorial on Periscope and how to use it. And I do that every time I get on Periscope because there's so many newbies on it. Every time I broadcast, I give a quick little tutorial. And then I talk about Instagram, and I talk about Instagram tips and posting tips. And this is all live. And this is all, I want you to turn that notification on that you can, follow me on Twitter, and you'll be able to find me on Periscope, because this is, in my opinion, any community building opportunity on steroids. And you get to see me in the woods when I'm walking Cody and I'm talking about it, or when I'm in Boston with my producer and I want to do a Periscope, and I bring you into my world and you feel more connected to me. And one of the things that we all know is people want to be connected to you. And the more they can get to know, like, and trust you and align with your values, the more they're going to want to do business with you. It's that simple. And so Periscope brings you in. And am I perfect? No. But you know what? Somebody sent me, oh my gosh, I had a fan that sent me a mic today, a Periscope mic, so that when I do Periscopes, I sound so much clearer. And he had been following my broadcast, and he wrote me, AJ, this amazing letter of saying how wonderful I was on Periscope, but I need a better mic because it's hard to hear me. And this cost him at least $30. And he's like, I love your broadcast, but I want to hear you better. Here's a mic that you need. I'm hooking you up. He found me on Periscope. Crazy. So I know you're here to hear me talk about Instagram, but I want all of you, because I know that you're entrepreneurs that are just moving forward in your business. I want you to understand the power of Periscope can be huge for any business. So those are my parting words. And if you want to hear anything more about Instagram, go click on my YouTube playlist, because you can hear me for at least 9 or 12 hours.
Awesome. It's awesome tips for you from you, Sue, talking about Periscope. And I'm with you on this. I think it's one of the biggest opportunities that we have. And literally in the entire history of the planet, if we're building a personal brand, the tools are literally here for you to be able to build your brand and to ultimately build your audience within your industry. That's like the rival of a Jay-Z or an Eminem or a Kurt Cobain. You have tools to ultimately build an audience and to position yourself as that rock star if you so choose to use them. Because like Sue said, you have Periscope here, right? It hasn't been on the market too long, but it's free. And if you wanted to pretty much create and be creative to create a reality TV show that's adding value into your target market's life, hello, you can do it from your phone, doing pretty much anywhere in the world, except probably from the bottom of the Grand Canyon, which I'll be at next week. But besides that, you can pretty much do it from anywhere in the world. So thank you, Sue, so much for being here with us, for being part of the Movement Marketing Summit. And thank you to everybody who paid attention and listened and tuned in live today, and all of the hundreds and thousands of people who are watching this in the replay. And just follow Sue's advice here, okay? Instagram is a great tool to use to build your audience, to build your list, to ultimately grow your business. Get on it, learn to master it, and just, if you're willing to do it, do the work. Go grab her program, insta-results.com. So it's Insta Results, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, you guys.